Hey guys, it's been a minute. Okay, it's been a couple months, so I am sure this is a long awaited update. Major update, I should say. Anyhow, hey guys, I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope everybody's been doing awesome. And I hope you guys are here to listen to a major update. And I'm sure the long-awaited answer of am I still pregnant and what in the world is going on? So anyhow, okay, I am going to give a major update on everything that's been going on for the past couple of months. So grab you a chair, grab you some popcorn, snack, something to drink, whatever. Here we go. I'm going to start back from the beginning of when we last posted a video and go up until now. I'm going to try to condense it as much as possible, but yet get all the information in and all the events in and give you guys the update. So here we go. Okay, so the last time we vlogged, or not really vlogged, but posted the video, it was back in August. Gosh, it's been a little bit. And it was the long-awaited beta day video of me finding out that I was indeed pregnant. So that was the last time we posted the video. But for those that may be watching this video that is unsure what is going on and what I am talking about, I am going to start a little bit back from the beginning and just kind of give some context as to what is going on. So anyhow, okay. Back in July, I started preparing and prepping for my last egg retrieval. I went through the shot and everything that you have to go through to be able to go through a egg retrieval, and I did not anticipate how exhausting and hard this last cycle would be. It was very draining mentally and physically, and I was not prepared for that. I was prepared to share more of my journey and everything that went on and my appointment and everything in between, but it was exhausting, very exhausting. Not only that, but there were so many appointments that I would go to, and my doctor was very close to canceling the entire cycle just due to my follicles not responding to all of the meds that I was taking. And it was very, very hard and very disheartening to hear all of the bad news each and every time I would go to the doctor. I told myself that I was trying, I was doing everything right. My doctor was reassuring me that I was doing everything right and everything that I could, and it was very hard to see my follicles not responding to the meds. And there were several times that he would up my meds, and I was on the medicine for a total, if I'm not mistaken, about 12 to 13 days before I took the trigger shot. And those last couple of days, my doctor, like, I was in, I had several follicles that were producing what looked like great quality eggs, and we were afraid to lose those. So it was, my doctor was going back and forth. Do we cancel the cycle? Do we go ahead? And like, it was just very touch and go at any given day. So I finally triggered and we went in, or not we, I went in for my egg retrieval, and unfortunately only got 2 eggs that were mature enough to even attempt to create an embryo with. And it was very hard to hear that only 2 eggs were retrieved, because I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm gonna be left with nothing to even transfer. And it was very hard, very hard. But thank goodness, at the end of day 2, both eggs had fertilized. They looked great. They were doing everything that they were supposed to be doing in the lab, and we decided, well, no, my doctor and I came together as a team, and he told me the pros and cons of trying to get both these embryos to day 5. We were both afraid that if we attempt to get these embryos to day 5, I would lose one, if not both. So therefore we decided to do day 3 transfer. So on July the 18th, I transferred both embryos with the hopes of one, if not both, would eventually stick and implant. And that's exactly what happened. On August, I can't remember, guys, the exact day, but in August, early August, I think it was like roughly the first week of August, I found out that I was indeed pregnant. And I was so many emotions. I was excited, I was scared, I was praying, and it was very exhausting, to say the least. So fast forward roughly about 7 weeks, 7 of the longest weeks of my life. I went in and had an ultrasound. I was a little over 7 weeks at my first ultrasound, and I got the surprise of my lifetime. So I was indeed pregnant. Between doing my blood work to find out I was pregnant up until I went in for my ultrasound, I took pregnancy tests like no other. I need to invest in some stock with about every pregnancy test on the market. Let's just say that. Indeed. And to see the line get darker and darker and darker is just so encouraging, but at the same time, it's hard. Didn't think, you know, yeah, these are getting darker, but can I still have a miscarriage or a chemical pregnancy? And my mind was just racing, and it was all over the place. Along with all this going on, finding out I'm pregnant, it was end of July, 1st of August, so therefore my kids were going back to school, so therefore it was back to school shopping and getting the kids on a back to school routine, going back to school, getting adjusted to the school routine after we had been out over the summer. My job was becoming very, very stressful, and then I had all of this on me. So with all of this on me, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I needed a break from reality and everything going on in my life and the IVF world, and finding out I was pregnant. Yes, it was great and it was awesome, and to see that I was pregnant, it was great, but I just needed a break from everything. But slowly but surely, after finding out I was pregnant, things kind of started changing, and there was not so much going on in the house. Although we did begin, once the kids went back to school germ came into our home, and we had colds, and ear infections and strep throat and stomach viruses, and it was horrible. End of July, 1st of August, mid-August, it was absolutely stressful in our household. So then, at my appointment, fast forward, like I said, at my appointment, I got the shock of my lifetime. I found out that I was indeed pregnant, but not only was I pregnant, but I was pregnant with triplets. It was awesome. It was great. It was exciting. I was scared. I was terrified. Can I handle this? Can my body carry these 3 babies and take care of these babies and grow these babies? Like, there was just so many questions and just so many unanswered questions, and it was a lot to take in. It really was. But I was grateful just to be pregnant and to see 3 little heartbeats, and it was awesome, and I was so excited and so scared. So from then on, my fertility doctor was excited for me. He was excited that my life cycle had worked and my last transfer ever had worked, but there were so many unknowns. Would I carry these babies? Would I lose them all? There was just so much. From 7 weeks to 10.5 weeks, everything went great. My fertility doctor would not allow me to graduate the clinic, which I was totally fine with that until I was 10 weeks along, which was fine. Everything went great, and at my 10-week appointment, I graduated and found obviously a high-risk doctor here in our area that I felt comfortable with going to and being seen, and would take care of me and my needs and listen to my needs, but yet also do what's best for the baby. I went in at 11 weeks. I was 11 weeks, and I think 5 days, I think, what it was. I have pictures, ultrasound pictures, and I went in for an ultrasound. The doctor wanted an ultrasound first thing, and then a visit afterward. And it was a very, very difficult day. Up until then, I never had any bleeding. I never experienced anything other than your typical pregnancy symptoms, such as I was very exhausted and I guess really exhausted. I was nauseated. If I didn't eat after so long, I was constantly snacking, so I wouldn't get nauseated. Exhausted is... Anyhow, this is when it gets really rocky for me. At my almost 12-week appointment, I found out that the 2 that would have been identical twins had unfortunately passed away, and neither one had a heartbeat, and they checked, and they were so sweet, so kind. They checked and rechecked. My doctor came in, was very reassuring, and the 3rd baby with heartbeat was still ticking away and growing and looked awesome. So there were from that point on, so yes, I still am pregnant. I'll get to that. From that point on, it was very touch and go, a lot of appointments, still having a lot of checkups and ultrasounds, which I am totally okay with. As long as this baby, I know the gender, I'll reveal it just 1 second. Hold on, I'm getting to that. It was very hard to move forward and be excited for this one baby that was still growing, that needed me. It was very hard. I actually bought, I do not recommend this, but for my own sanity, I bought a Doppler to use here at the house so that when I started going crazy, felt like I was going to lose control, I could listen to the baby's heartbeat so that I could get some sort of relief between the doctor's appointments and the ultrasounds. I don't recommend that, but obviously your doctor is the only one that knows, but for myself and my sake and my sanity, I had to. So between then to now, I've had countless appointments, and I wasn't going to find out the gender. I really wasn't. But after finding out all the devastation and the fact that I lost 2 sweet babies, I had to find out the gender. And since then, it has, I don't want to jinx it, but it's been going rather smooth. Unfortunately, I'm still carrying the 2 babies that I have passed at 11 weeks. They measured them and they were roughly about 11 weeks, 3 days. So that's kind of hard, but baby girl is still going. Unfortunately, I have an anterior placenta with her, so feeling her move up until now has been rather difficult, but here in the past, I would say 3 to 4 days, she has made up for it, and this mama could not be more proud, and it makes me cry each time I feel her wiggle and move. And I still listen to her heartbeat, but now that she's moving, it's not so bad. Although when she hasn't moved and I haven't felt her move in several hours, I'm like, baby girl, you good in there? Should mama listen to your heartbeat? So everything is going great. I just got back from the doctor earlier today, and so far so good. Everything's checking out. The anatomy scan went awesome, and she is doing phenomenal. I do have a name for sweet baby girl, but until I am 100% certain that this is going to be her name, I'm going to hold on to that. But as of today, which is a Wednesday, I am 22 weeks pregnant. I will be 23 on Friday, so those that want to keep up with my pregnancy, every single Friday I am another week pregnant. This Friday I will be 23. I am due April 7th, although I am due April 7th, 2023. My doctors are telling me now that they more than likely won't allow me to go past 38 weeks pregnant. but they're not gonna say that that is definite. They're going to keep checking me, going to appointments, doing ultrasounds, and when I get a little bit further along, we will discuss a plan in action then. But as of now, 38 week will be probably when I deliver. So that is great to hear, and so far so good, and I could not be more excited to share what's left of this pregnancy. I have just now allowed myself to breathe a little bit, to buy clothes. I went to Target earlier. I may or may have not bought a few outfits. Let's see, I'll show you a picture of sweet baby girl. Not the best photo, but it's today. You see her little nose. She was moving and grooving. She's growing. She's a little over a pound. So it's so exciting to see and hear all the wonderful news. I hate that I have not shared more with you guys, but please know that I haven't not shared because I just haven't wanted to. It has, the past couple months have been so mentally exhausting and draining, with finding out that I'm pregnant, to I'm pregnant with triplets, to losing 2, and knowing that I'm not going to be a mama to, although I am in heart, a mama to 3. It's very hard, but I'm allowing myself to breathe a little bit, to obviously be excited for this sweet baby girl that is growing and is a miracle, that my body is doing what it needs to ensure that she is safe and growing like she should. So that's all I need to hear, that she's doing okay, and that my body is going to hopefully allow me to finish this pregnancy out without any further complications. So, what does that lead to the future? Hopefully of me sharing more and being able, and I finally feel good. I feel in a good place. A lot of the mental exhaustion has gone away, and it's finally my wonderful camera kicked off. But hopefully after Christmas, as you see, it's Christmas in our household. We have some decorations up, our tree is up. So hopefully after Christmas, a lot of pregnancy related videos, and hopefully some appointments, although unfortunately my doctor does not allow any type of recording to go on during the ultrasound, so I am not allowed to take in you guys with me to a ultrasound visit and show you any type of anything other than the pictures I received during the visit. So that's unfortunate. I wish I could share a little bit more about that, but anyhow. So hopefully after Christmas, I'm trying to tackle Christmas, get Christmas shopping done for my kids and my family. And then after Christmas, I can't wait, I'm so excited. It'll be baby time and shopping for her and getting prepared for her. So hopefully all of that will come after Christmas. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I hope it ain't several months down the road before we post any other type of content, whether it will be me sitting down and doing a sit down video or us just vlogging. So hopefully it will be rather soon rather than later. Is that how it goes? Yeah, hoping sooner than later that we post another video. But anyhow, oh my goodness, I have received so many comments on both our YouTube channel, our videos. I've received several DMs from people on Instagram and comment on things on Instagram. I promise today I am off work. I am doing this video, editing it, getting it up for you guys. Y'all watching it now. So I am going to try my very best to answer all of those and get all of that taken care of. You took the time to send me some wonderful, very supportive messages, and I will definitely see that I take the time to answer those back. I hope you guys enjoyed this update and it answers a lot of the questions that you guys have had. And yeah, but hopefully it won't be another, hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later that we post a video. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and Christmas and everything else. But thank you guys so very much for watching. We will see you guys in another one.